How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Two Bros Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Hunter Smith, and I'm here today with my brother and co-host, Dakota Smith. How are you doing right now, Dakota?
I'm pretty good. Just been watching some football today. Watched Dallas dismantle Chicago. Great for my fantasy team. Great for my fantasy football team today. Watching Dallas just absolutely dismantle. They put up 49, I think it was, on the Bears. They looked good. Philly looked good. Yeah, good early slate of football games.
Yeah. Well, today NBA episode. It's the first one since not since the season started, but it's the first one that isn't a division episode or predictions. So we got three main topics here for you today. And starting off here, we're looking straight at the Brooklyn Nets. What's wrong with them? They're 1-5. They haven't looked great. I'll tell you who's looked great though. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and that's about it. So what's wrong with Brooklyn here? I think I just explained it. Honestly,
yeah. You did right there. It's though they have those two, and that's about it. That's really about it. Like I'm pulling up league stats now just to kind of give myself a reference to see where they're at, like offensively and defensively. If my Wi-Fi will ever load. Okay, let's see, where are they at in points per game? So it's probably they're 18th in point. They're averaging 113.5 points a game. What are they shooting from three? Okay, that might be a problem. They might be this. Yeah, they're shooting 33% from three. So that's a problem. Or hold on. Nope, 32.8% from three. The only four teams worse than them: the Clippers, the Thunder, the Magic, and the Lakers. Not surprised by any of those because the Clippers have lost the Thunder twice. The Magic we just expected to be bad, and well, we'll get to the Lakers later. That's what happens when you don't have players outside of your two studs. Like, yeah, Kyrie and KD can be great, but when you don't have any supporting cast, no knock on Ben Simmons, but yikes. Like, it's just not pretty right now for Brooklyn. And I saw last night they hosted a players only meeting, and they got to get something right because it's been embarrassing so far for Brooklyn. They are second to last in the NBA in defensive rating. The only team worse than them is defense. Their defensive rating is terrible. Their offensive rating isn't much better. Like, they're fifth. They're right in the middle offensively. Like, this is a team you would expect to be pretty good offensively. Yeah. But Seth Curry hasn't been healthy. Joe Harris is coming back. You want to get your shooters back. So maybe that helps. Or maybe Brooklyn just isn't as good as we thought they were going to be.
Well, you still have two certified all-stars and Hall of Famers, first ballot. But I don't know, because I've been looking. I've looked at stats every day, obviously, and Kyrie and Kevin Durant are combining for nearly 60 plus each game. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're doing all the scoring. Ben Simmons had a really bad game. I think it was the third game of the season. It was really bad. But he's not doing as much as what I thought he was gonna do. I literally saw a video, I think, where he passed an open layup. It was Kyrie literally yelling at Ben Simmons to shoot the ball when he was driving in. And he didn't shoot it. So Ben Simmons, he's got to do more. He's got to be more involved. He doesn't have to score. I'm not saying he has to score, but he needs to average at least 10 or 15 a game. Like at least 10, 12, like, and then because he does so much else. I mean, he's gonna rebound. He gets assists a lot. You know, he plays good defense, obviously, but this team's been very questionable so far, and it's kind of like you said. I mean, right now, actually, they're shooting 43.8% from three, the best 3-point shooting team in the entire league. So,
did you say Brooklyn was the best 3-point shooting team in the entire league?
Oh wait, no, oh no. They're giving up the best 3-point shooting.
Okay,
I was on opponent, my
I
bad.
was about to say, it's like, no,
My
they're
bad, my bad.
bad. They're bad from three.
Yeah, no, yeah, 32.8. And where are they at? Yeah, the 17th in field goal percentage all around. So it's just they don't have help. This team isn't deep enough.
See,
They'll still make the playoffs and stuff. 1-5 star or whatever. But I'll tell you right now, they're making my predictions look really bad because I had them as 2, I think. So they're making
if
that
you want to
fall through
knock your
really
guy, you want to
quickly. But
knock your guy Kyrie. He's only shooting 29% from three. I mean, Durant's not much better. He's shooting 31% from three.
yeah,
And of course, those are the two guys who are going to take the most threes. Kyrie's taking almost 10 threes a game. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want Kyrie taking
yeah,
that many threes a game. I think he's more suited in the
yeah.
6
I
or
don't know
7
about that one.
range. Especially if he's not hitting, I really don't want it. If he's hitting, take as many as you want. But shooting 29%,
Let it fly.
I don't want you taking 10 threes a game. Royce O'Neal is
Yeah,
shooting 37% from three. That's about on par for him. Patty Mills is around 44. That's about on par for him. Joe Harris has played 4 games. I'll let that normalize. But he's shooting 35.3%. They got to figure something out
yeah.
because like Ben Simmons' lack of involvement in this offense is like Kyrie and KD are taking half of their shots every game. They're
Yeah.
taking half of their shots. 2 players. That's easy
Well,
for
does this
defenses to key on.
now does this come down to not necessarily a player problem, but does this come down to a coaching problem? Can this be
Oh,
put on to Steve Nash? Slow start.
not
You
I
like you
could
said, they had the team meeting, and Steve Nash, what is his second year coaching, third year?
second or third. I'd have to double
So
check.
I mean, this could be put on Steve Nash. It may not even be a player fault.
Yeah, he was.
Now, like I said, Ben Simmons averaging 6 a game is gotta change.
That's got to change. He has to be more involved offensively. Like that just can't happen. Like I yeah, this is his 3rd season as the head coach. I mean, and he's been good so far. He was 48-24 in 2020, and they were 44-38 in last year, but that was without Kyrie. The last year was without Kyrie for most of it, and no Ben Simmons. But
Yep.
I don't get this team. The other team we're going to talk about makes a lot more sense on why they're bad.
Yeah.
Like that one makes a lot more sense, but this one puzzles me. I mean, maybe it could just be a slow start. Like there you go. Like
It
just
could be because it's not the thought that I didn't think that they weren't going to have depth because coming into the season, their depth isn't bad. Patty Mills, I mean, he can score. Like he's not the best defender, but you got Seth Curry, you got Cam Thomas, who's a walking bucket. You got which Morris is Markeith, yeah, Markeith
Markeith.
Morris, and I like Royce O'Neal. And you got Nicholas Claxton. I mean, like Joe Harris. It could be better maybe, but like I don't know. When you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, it almost shouldn't matter.
It should, and I think that's the big thing. I don't think it should matter. I think you should win games just because of those two, because you have
Yeah.
2 guys that good. You shouldn't be losing game. Like, I mean, has their schedule been that tough? I mean, I know they
It's
played
not
Dallas.
been.
I know they played Dallas, and
I mean,
Luka carved them up.
okay, it's kind of even with their start. They actually played the Pacers tomorrow night, but they played the Pelicans, lost 130-108, beat the Raptors, lost to Memphis. Ja Morant's on fire. The whole team is lost to the Bucks. Okay, lost to Luka. Notice I said Luka, not the Mavericks.
I think
And then
the Dallas one. I'm pretty sure was in overtime too. Pretty sure
yeah, it was.
The Dallas one was
And then lost to Indiana, 125-116, which is
okay.
not a good loss at all.
That's a bad one. Like the other ones, I can live with
I guess
those
it's all right. It's a
because I think
decently tough
I think
schedule,
the
but
Pelicans are really good. Like I think the
yeah,
Pelicans are really good, and that's really the only game the Pelicans have been fully healthy for. They haven't had Zion's. I think he's coming back today. We're recording
yeah,
this
they have to
middle of
rest
the
him for sure.
we're recording middle of the afternoon. We're on Sunday, so but now the Pelicans are 4-2. They've looked really good. Like I've been
Oh yeah,
impressed with
speaking
the West
of
so far.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of Zion, actually, I'm pretty sure he comes back tonight. I'm fairly certain.
Okay,
So
I thought I saw
that's
something.
good.
He was
That's
coming
good
back
for New
tonight.
Orleans. Next couple teams to talk about: Portland and Jazz, off to hot starts. But do either of these teams look legit? Like, are these top 6 teams in their respective conferences by the 82 games played?
No, I think Utah's a gigantic fluke.
I agree.
I think Utah is a gigantic fluke. I don't believe it for a bit. Like that this team is going to sustain what they are doing right now.
Yeah.
Portland, I can see it, but because they have a legit star. That's not right now because he's
I was
hurt.
gonna say no, right now. Yeah, he's
But
out for
a week,
couple weeks.
a week or two. Thank
Yeah.
goodness that was nothing severe. Your MVP call would have looked really bad if that
Yeah,
would have
I
been.
know. Yeah, I saw injury, Lillard an injury, and I was like, oh,
Oh
this
no.
could go really bad. But yeah,
I don't think Utah is sustainable. I just don't. I mean, Utah is 18th in offensive rating. That's their offense isn't bad. They're 10th in defensive rating. I think that's what goes the other direction. I don't think
yeah.
defensively that they're going to be this good. I don't see it because Kelly Olynyk, not a good defensive center. Mike Conley, he's getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Laurie Markkinen, I
Well,
don't
and
expect him to guard anyone.
I don't have. I'll pull up the Jazz schedule in a second here, but I'm looking at Portland's, and it's not like they've just played bum teams. Like Portland, they beat the Kings on opening night. That was a good game. They beat Phoenix by 2. They beat the Lakers by 2. Damian Lillard, nasty step back 3. I think Grant got a bucket on LeBron. Beat the Nuggets 135-110. They beat the Nuggets by 25.
That was an
Granted, I
impress.
don't think it was
That
with Jamal Murray, but that's a good win, nonetheless. And then they lost to Miami by 20, 21, and then beat Houston, and they play Memphis on the 2nd of November.
okay. I
And
have the
then,
Jazz. I have the Jazz schedule pulled up if you want me to.
yep,
Okay, they beat the Nuggets by 21 in the first game. That kind of shocked me. Then they turn
yeah,
around and beat Minnesota on the road. Then they beat New Orleans. Then they came back down to earth, lost to Houston, then beat Houston, lost to Denver. Then they beat a jawless Memphis team by 1 yesterday.
yeah.
Jaw was out
So,
yesterday. And they've been solid.
yeah,
I'm not going to argue that, but I just don't know if it's sustainable. That's
yeah, they both hot starts for sure. Like, it's not that they've had easy schedules. I mean, clearly, but yeah, I agree. It's just I don't think it's gonna last.
Here's one thing I can tell you. Kelly Olynyk will not continue to shoot 64% from 3.
Yeah, that won't happen.
He's only taken 4 a game, but he will not continue to shoot 64% from 3. I'm just I'm kind of confused as to how Utah has been as good as they have been. I'm very confused as to, again, like Portland doesn't surprise me. I think that team's good. I think that's a playoff team. But
yeah,
we both thought Utah would be near the bottom, and now they look better than, well, we'll talk about that team in a minute, but because that team is in utter shambles at this point.
yeah.
And
I mean, Let's get to it then. I mean, the
We
biggest
don't want
topic
to.
starts
Well,
this
stop
season.
beating around the bush and talk about how bad the Lakers are.
So the biggest topic started the season here. Lakers 0-5 start. Anthony Davis didn't play in the last game. It probably didn't matter.
I don't think it matters.
Now there's been a lot of things, a lot of people coming up with ideas for what the heck this organization should be doing. But Russell Westbrook came off the bench last game. He actually didn't play bad. I think he was like, I'm gonna say 6 for 17, 10 for 17, something like that. But and then he was like 1 for 4 from 3. I would take a 1 for 4 from Westbrook any day of the week. But
it's
instead
bad
of a 1 for
it's
13.
really bad. It's really bad. They have been, I kid you not, they are the worst offensive team in the NBA. Naughty.
Yeah.
Like their offensive rating is 96.2. That is 5 points lower than 29th. That is horrible. Their defensive rating,
Yeah.
they've been the second. Their defensive rating's been really good. But I think that's what you kind of expect them to be good defensively. Like they should be good defensively.
Yep.
With Anthony Davis, LeBron, Patrick Beverly. You should be good defensively. But
agreed.
They've been it's all on the offense right now. Their offense is just
it absolutely is
poor. And poor is
they're the worst field goal shooting. They're the worst field goal shooting team in the league by percentage. And they are far and beyond the worst 3-point shooting team, probably in the history of basketball.
What are they at right now? I haven't looked recently.
Their 3-point percentage here is 23.7%. And the closest team in 29th is Orlando, who sucks, is 29.4%. There's a 6% gap between the 30th team, worst shooting team in the league, and the 29th.
That's like Russell Westbrook.
They're also not to mention, real quick, not to mention the fact that they are the 29th team in turnovers a game, averaging 16 turnovers. The only team worse is the Clippers, who are averaging 17.
And they're not looking very good
16 turnovers
either,
a game.
Okay, I'm just going to read you off some individual 3-point percentages here for the Lakers. LeBron James, 24.4. Anthony Davis, 18.2.
Yeah, that wrist is real fixed, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
Patrick Beverly, 17.6. Lonnie Walker, 14.8. Russell Westbrook, 12.5. So 12.5% from 3. How are you still shooting threes in the NBA if you are shooting 12.5% from 3? I get it, Russ. I loved OKC Russ. Loved him.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite players. One of my favorite players to watch when he was in Oklahoma City. But he has been a shell of his former self ever since he left. Like he left Oklahoma City and something changed. His confidence hasn't, that's for sure. Because he's still chucking up 4 threes a game, shooting 12%. Good for you. Like, it's not even like he's good he's shooting 30%, 30.9% from the field in general. AD's shooting 52.7%. He is like the only Laker who gets significant. Okay, Reeves is 55. But like out of their starters, like their starting lineup is this team's just so bad. Like, and I don't know when they're going to get it. You have to surround LeBron with great shooters. That's why the Westbrook move never ever made sense. And Patrick Beverly, statistically, career-wise, not a bad 3-point shooter. He's not.
Yeah.
I'll double check the number. I think he's somewhere in the 37 to 38% range career as a 3-point shooter. Like, do you blame this on a hot start, or is this team just bad? Yeah, Patrick. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Okay, Patrick Beverly is a 37. He's a 37.6% career 3-point shooter. He's not a bad 3-point shooter. Like that's pretty solid. 38%, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Is it an outlier
Well,
at this? Are they just cold right now? Like,
no.
I mean, they haven't. I
It's
mean, new coach too. So, I mean,
I don't care. You
I,
have LeBron,
I,
Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook.
I think you. I
You have
think you
three
can.
for
I'm
Hall
going
of
to be
Famers. I
honest with
mean,
you. Yes, Russ is a Hall of Famer, but you can stop including him in that conversation because it's LeBron and AD. I don't think you can include
well,
Russ
the
in
fact
that tier
is
of
that
players still.
it does when you have a person who is a Hall of Famer. It's the fact that it doesn't matter.
It
You
should
have
be. I
that
agree with
title,
you.
you have to live up to those standards, and um, it's the point now where it's. I've been saying this whole offseason, but they have to make a trade. It something's got to happen, and the question is, like, obviously, in my opinion, I would say trade Westbrook. I would say trade him to a small market team and just get shooters. Try to find a team who's willing to get rid of shooters. I know you tried with Indiana, for Heald and Turner, I believe,
Yeah,
and
there's
but
that trade would
like,
never happen now.
it's just I don't know what to do. Like and I actually saw this earlier. Do you trade your stars? Do
No,
you trade LeBron?
you don't trade
Trade
LeBron.
Anthony Davis, and do you trade Westbrook? And do you get young pieces and you rebuild? Is it time? Is
No,
it just time for
no,
the full rebuild?
no. You can't trade LeBron. LeBron's untradeable. I don't think you can do
I mean,
that.
you could.
You would never really, really. Did you see what the Minnesota Timberwolves gave him for Rudy Gobert? Do you realize the package it would take for somebody to trade for LeBron James or Anthony Davis? It would be bigger
But
than Gobert.
the only thing about them trading people though, or if this even continues, it's the fact that they can't even tank because they don't have their pick. They don't even have the pick. They traded for Anthony Davis and they used that pick. They can't even tank for the Wembanyama sweepstakes. It doesn't matter.
Who has
They
that
said go
pick?
straight to New Orleans. It's
Oh,
New
New
Orleans.
Orleans.
If
If
New
I'm a
Orleans
Pelican,
got that pick, you'd
oh
match
my
up
gosh.
Wembanyama with Zion and Brandon Ingram and all these guys, great role player guys, and the Pelicans would be even more dangerous. So it's
Oh
not even
my
like they can tank.
gosh.
I'll take a bright side out of here. All right, here we go.
Oh
Bright
gosh.
side for the Lakers. Max Christie, guard, 6'6". 1-for-1 from the field, 1-for-1 from three against the Warriors. And he's 2-for-2 from the free throw line when he played the Nuggets. He hasn't missed a shot all season. Max Christie, ladies and gentlemen.
Hands in the
Best
air to
shooter in the
Max.
league.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. Austin Reeves has been good. In 22 minutes, he's shooting 55% from the field and 46% from three. Maybe you want to play the guy who makes threes more and not Russell Westbrook.
How many minutes is he playing the game?
22.
Hmm.
And that's not bad.
I need to start him.
They did when Westbrook was out.
They did. Yeah.
They started him when Westbrook was out. Not like any of that mattered because they're still bad.
Wait a minute.
Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a little exercise.
I'm sorry, I need a timeout here. They're so bad they tried to sign Matt Ryan. They signed Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's on the Lakers.
Yeah, he played against the Warriors. He's on the team.
No. It's Matt Ryan. He retired from football, ladies and gentlemen.
Wrong Matt Ryan, but that's okay. Fantastic.
Who is this dude?
Exactly my point.
Who is this guy? They have no depth. Who is this dude? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who Max Christie was either, but it doesn't matter. He's a bucket, 100% from three, 100% from the field, 100%
100%
Cole,
from the field.
Cole Swider.
Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm going to go through the Lakers schedule, and you're going to tell me when they're going to win a game. Okay. They are
lost.
They play Denver tonight at home.
Loss.
New Orleans on November
Loss.
2nd at home. Okay. Utah.
As long as Zion plays.
Utah at home.
Utah, but
okay. So they would in theory start 0-7. Yikes. Like, the crazy thing is the only one of these games that was like super close was Portland.
Then they have the Clippers after Utah.
Like the Warriors beat them by 14, the Clippers beat them by 6, Portland beat them by 2, Denver beat them by 11, and Minnesota beat them by 9. Like they're not even playing close games. Like they're not even close. I'm so confused. Like
There is no way it's $51 to get into a Lakers game right now. That's crazy.
that's insane. That's when you know you're
That's
down bad, is when your
ridiculous.
ticket prices start going down.
That's against the Nuggets too,
That's ridiculous.
because against
I
the
mean,
Nets, the lowest one's 86. But
I mean, you might be LeBron might be a mouse from where you're sitting, but you're still in a Lakers game.
Yeah. Still a Lakers game. The Lakers obviously have some severe problems right now. But I think
I want
Russell
you to
Westbrook
tell.
coming off the bench is something they need to keep experimenting with.
Okay, I
think
want you to tell
that
me right now: are the Lakers a playoff team?
No.
Okay.
They have to make a trade. I think they have to make a trade.
Okay.
I think the Lakers, they have to trade for shooters. I think Russell Westbrook might have to go to any small market team who's willing to give up some pieces who are shooters.
I think you're right. I think Westbrook has to go. The problem is his contract.
I hate that.
His contract's the problem. Nobody wants that contract.
Well, heck, release him. I don't know. Just put him in the free agency.
Ain't nobody gonna sign him. Or at least nobody good. Nobody good's going to sign him. But no, not a chance.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think Russell Westbrook is
I don't want my favorite team to sign him, but my favorite team doesn't need him.
I think LeBron.
You know,
he would be. LeBron would definitely be surrounded by shooters, to say the least.
The two of the probably two of the three greatest
shooters of all time.
Yeah, literally. Like, sorry, LeBron, you missed out. Kevin Durant got that ring, you didn't. But
well,
he stole the other one, so that's okay. He got his. Then Toronto got their ring because everybody was hurt. But like, anybody else really surprised you? Anybody else surprise you? I mean, Cleveland's 4-1.
Yeah,
we talked a lot about the West. Cleveland's
same with Atlanta.
Washington's 3-2. Washington's off to a decent start.
I like
Miami hasn't looked bad. Miami's looked bad. Miami hasn't been very good.
Yeah.
Their schedule's been kind of tough, but they haven't been very good. I mean, their win against Portland. Their win against Portland came when Damian Lillard got hurt. So how much do you put? And yeah, Philly's won 2 straight. They're back to 3-4. The West is so up for grabs right now. I think you need to get this.
Yeah, it's 5-1. Portland leads the conference 5-1. Phoenix 4-1. Utah 5-2.
Do you think
and then
San Antonio,
the 4 seed to the 8 right now, everybody's 4-2.
San Antonio doesn't hold, right? This team gets way worse, right?
No, absolutely not. Okay. Obviously, the Joshua Primo stuff going on. He's released, and Keldon Johnson's your leading scorer.
Yeah,
which he can score. I mean, he's doing well. Yeah. He's playing good, but there's not enough pieces around this team to do anything. And I mean, you've got some teams at the bottom here. I mean, the Warriors 3-3. They dropped a bad game last night against the Hornets.
Yeah, two LaMelo-less and Terry Rozier-less Charlotte.
Yeah, it's a really bad game.
Dallas. I've watched Dallas. Outside of Luka, that team's not very good. That team is not very good. Luka Doncic is magnificent. He is the front runner for MVP, and it's not even close. Wood's been good, but they're only playing him like 27 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That is the problem.
He needs to start.
I think he does too. I don't think this bringing Christian Wood off the bench is going to. Yeah, there's no way you can continue to start JaVale McGee. Sorry. I love JaVale. I loved JaVale when he was a Warrior. He's a great spark guy off the bench.
The keyword's off the bench.
Keyword there is off the bench. Like, Dinwiddie's been great. Dinwiddie's shooting 50% from the field and 51% from 3. He's been great. I mean, Luka's Luka. Luka's going to be Luka. Luka is 0.6 assists from averaging a triple-double through the first 5 games.
He's averaging 35 too.
Yeah.
2 steals.
Yeah. His 3-point percentage is bad, but Luka's not a great 3-point shooter. We know that.
The starting lineup is very consistent. Obviously, been Luka, Dinwiddie, Bullock, Finney Smith, and then McGee and Dwight Powell started the game.
Dwight Powell started last night because JaVale was out.
Yeah, and so it's not even necessarily you have to take JaVale out. You could take out Finney Smith I mean, he's
No,
only
that
averaging
no,
7, 4 rebounds and an
no.
assist. And you could take out
Defensively,
Bullock too.
but defensively, those two are so good. That's what those two are on the floor for, to play defense. I think you got to start Wood at the 5. I think you have to.
They played so far.
They played Phoenix opening night where
They've
they
had
gagged.
a really tough schedule.
They played Phoenix opening night where they gagged a huge lead. They hammered Memphis. They lost to New Orleans by 2. That was a really good game. I watched all of that game. They beat Brooklyn and then lost Oklahoma City, and they play Orlando at 6:30 tonight. And so they should get to 500 night. Then they play Utah, Toronto. They play Brooklyn again. Then, yeah. 2 games, they should get back over 500.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Western Conference up for grabs. Eastern Conference starting to get more of it. I mean, obviously not more of a gap because they've only played like 5 games or whatever. But for most teams, 6. But like, it's just you can just see what conference is stronger right now. I think, and I think you can see what teams in the East are going to pull away by even just 20 games in. So
yeah,
we'll see. But that's going to do it for today's episode of the NBA, and we will see you Friday, hopefully, as long as we have enough news. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week. We hope to have you join us next time on the Two Bros Sports Podcast. With that being said, I'm your host, Hunter Smith, and goodbye.